Hello everyone and welcome back to Passion Sundays, the best way to end the week and start another. Our guest today is a converted athlete, professional athlete, Australia level, who became an international speaker and a best-selling author. Thomas, thank you very much for being with us today.
Moustafa, great to be with you.
I really appreciate it. I have an admiration for all professional athletes and even more for a lot of those who converted from being just athletes into taking it to spread the message around the world. So tell me more about your story.
Well, I was a discus thrower. So I was a champion discus thrower, but then I stopped growing when I was about 16. So I converted from discus to hammer throwing.
Okay.
Hammer throwing and pole vault are two of the most technical sports in track and field.
Okay.
And discus throwing is based on a slingshot principle, whereas hammer throwing is based on a spinning top. Mm-hmm. And I found with my lighter body weight and more technical focus, I was able to beat stronger, bigger athletes through a better technical technique and a better mental attitude. And also obviously a passion for the sport. So I love training, but I got injured and then I went to university and I originally studied honours degree in biochemistry. So I spent a whole year trying to purify an enzyme. That taught me that I enjoyed people more than test tubes. So I'm a qualified biochemist but never practiced in that area. And then I studied economics. So I'm a qualified economist but never practiced in that area. But while I was doing my second degree, I saw an ad in the local newspaper to go to a meeting, for a public meeting for the local public radio station. And then I volunteered, and then I got bitten by the media bug. So I worked as a volunteer on a radio station, and then I joined the Australian Broadcasting Corporation as a reporter, presenter, executive producer, and then like a senior manager. So I've been working behind a microphone for sort of more than 33 years. And that's my passion. I love engaging with people. I love being a speaker. I love sharing a message, and I love the personal growth that people get. But the lessons I learned as a hammer thrower are very applicable to being a speaker, and that passion comes through. It's all about delivery, technique, timing, engaging with your audience, and also about marketing as well. Because I say to people, you can have the best hammer throw in the competition, but still not win the gold medal. Mm. That's because your hammer throw would land outside of the sector, because it's a field event. They mark a 30-degree sector on the field. If it's outside that, it's a foul throw. It's not counted. Same with marketing. You can waste a lot of money, time and effort on marketing, but unless you really target your market like that sector, you can waste a lot of time and effort. So I say, put your best throws in the sector. That way you'll be very successful in your business.
I love how the pursuit of your passion took you into random places, or at least what seems to be random. How did all of these little things that you've done build on to the next step or to who you are today? That's
a great question. When I left the Australian Broadcasting Corporation, the human resources manager said to me, Thomas, do you know what you do well? And I said, no. He said, you speak well in front of people. And that just resonated in the back of my mind. And then when I was a manager, I employed a speech coach to help my broadcasters. I was a TV weather presenter. In fact, I was the only MBA qualified TV presenter in the world doing the television weather as part of the news. And I engaged her to coach me as a presenter. After I left the Australian Broadcasting Corporation, I had a cup of coffee with her, and she said to me, you know what you should do, Tom? You should build a speaking practice. And you should, do media training, presentation training, and help people better communicate. And that's been my life's passion, about helping people more effectively get their message across through the spoken word. And so I find I've been doing that with my own business for the past 21 years. And now I find my business model has slightly changed, because now I'm a director of a company listed on the Australian Stock Exchange called Walkabout Resources, and we're developing a graphite mine in Tanzania. And so I recently went to Africa with the other board members, and now I'm finding that my skill set is more in marketing, but a niche area called capital investment marketing, where I help companies raise capital and then list on the Australian Stock Exchange, and then greater engage with shareholders. And I'm finding my business model is now I'm taking an equity stake or an investment stake in these businesses, and I'm getting really good leverage on that. As I help the businesses grow, my shareholding grows as well. And it's just a different business model, because I've found in business, say speaking for example, there's only three ways to make money. That's personal effort from someone else, or other people's money. So I'm finding this whole concept of leveraging investments interesting as I go through my business career. So that's a really deep niche, and I'm always called in by companies to help them, in particular with their investment pitch, how they invest. And I challenge directors and CEOs with a simple premise: why should anyone invest in the business? So that's about their investor presentation. It might be their LinkedIn profile, introductions to high net wealth individuals, networking, a whole different skill set. But I've learned all those skills, running my own business, and I like to share that with others. But now at a very high corporate level and a very targeted niche audience.
So if I would apply the same analogy into passion, I'd say, why should anybody invest in your passion would be the question to answer.
Absolutely, that's right. And I find people invest in the person. I mean, the top 3 people will invest in a listed company, whether that's on the Dubai Stock Exchange, the Singapore Stock Exchange, or the Australian Stock Exchange. Number 1 is actually execution of strategy, the ability of the organisation to execute their strategy. Secondly, the quality of that strategy, and then thirdly, the people. So if you just think, okay, I'm trying to sell a dream, or I'm trying to attract investors to my business.
Passion, yep.
Might be a startup business, might be a business that's going to list on a stock exchange, or it might be a listed company. They're the top 3 reasons: ability to execute, the quality of the strategy, and then the quality of the people.
Amazing. Ability to execute, quality of the strategy, and quality of the people. I would add one to that: the quality of the passion.
Oh, of course.
Awesome. Thank you very much. I love those. This has been very insightful and very interesting to see that journey, and I hope everybody pursues their passion in a way that manifests in different ways.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Pleasure. Thank you very much.
Passion!
What do you think? I hope you found this interview as interesting and as insightful as I did. If so, leave your comments on the blog below and do share it with your friends. And if you'd like more tools, tips, techniques, and exclusive interviews that I only share on my website, go to Moustafa.com. And until next episode, live passionately.